Okay. So today we are going to learn how to perform operations in database. The first operation we do is insert operation. So go to toolbox. Here I have to put one label now. Here, keep a label. And this label I call as EMP ID. And beside this label, keep a text box. Right click, properties, name equal to txt then again toolbox, then place a label, and go to properties, text box, emp name, again go to toolbox, place a text box, then right click, properties, name, txt emp name, then again toolbox, place a label, go to properties, keep a text here, emp salary, then place a text box, right click, properties, here I should write txt emp salary. Right. Now you have to keep a button that will do insert operation. Button. Here. Right click, properties, text equal to insert, name equal to btn insert. Double click on the button. Here. Now we are going to write the code that will allow you to perform insert operation. Insert operation. How would you do? First, you have to establish a connection. Con equal to new SQL connection. You have to write helper dot connection string. Helper dot connection string. First connection. Then you have to write, after creating a connection, you have to write SQL command. How to write? So for that we have a class. SQL command cmd equal to new SQL command. And here I'm going to write command. And the command will be like this. How you write a command is insert into table name emp values Ahmad 1000. This is the command which we are supposed to write. This is name and this is salary. I missed ID, employee ID. I'm not giving employee ID, and we don't need, because employee ID is identity column. It is an identity column. Instead, I said like it will generate sequence of numbers automatically. It will generate sequence of numbers automatically. Start from where? 1. Increments by 1. And keep on. So now this is your insert state. Now what you have to do, here. What is the command? Insert command. So first you should get values. String e name, that is employee name, equal to txt emp name dot text. So from text box we are getting the data. String esal txt emp salary dot text. Okay, now write your insert command. Here in double quotes I'll write insert into emp values. Insert into emp values. After values you have open parenthesis. Open parenthesis. After open parenthesis you have single quote. Single quote. After single quote you need name. So that name is in your variable, that is e name. So you have to concatenate and you have to write e name. Again close the concatenation. After that you have close single quote. So again you have to open double quote, close the single quote. After single quote you have comma, close double quote, plus esal. Esal. After esal, again double quote, again open double quotes, close parenthesis, close double quote. Yes, this is the way insert command you have to write. Insert command. And rule is first connection you have to create, then you have to write SQL command, which you already written SQL command. And this SQL command you have to bind with this connection. So you should explain C sharp that this command should be sent to this connection. So that you have to write here comma con connection. Okay. Now if you are interested to see how the command is going with the data, so you can put this statement cmd dot command text. Yes, message box will return you with that text. And after that what you have to do is open the connection. Yes, now you know, till now we are done with 4 steps in it. How many? Four steps. First is create a connection. Second, create a command. Third, bind the command with the connection here. Fourth, open the command, or I meant to say open the connection. Now after opening the connection, now you have to execute that query. Which query? That insert into emp queries, that query you have to execute. So not only insert, actually your answer is for 3 queries: insert, update, delete. So whenever you want to execute all these 3 queries, here you should write. What you have to write is here, I should say cmd dot execute non-query. Yes. Now, when this method is executed, so insert command will insert data on server. Server should respond us that it has inserted one row. Server should respond. So that confirmation from server we get into a variable called n. So n will contain answer as 1, and that one is a confirmation from server that so and so record has been inserted, and you have one row in it, and you have one row, right? Execute non-query, and after that I write here message box dot show n dot row inserted successfully, semicolon. So you'll get a message, one row inserted successfully. Okay. An interesting thing is whenever that one row is inserted, automatically for that row, SQL server will generate value as 1. I repeat again. Execute non-query will execute that insert command, and it will insert row in the backend, that is in SQL server. And after that, we get a confirmation about number of rows affected into a variable called n. So you get a message like one row inserted successfully. And after that, one row insertion in SQL Server for that record, automatically a value called 1 will be generated. So you have to get that value now. You have to get that value. How do you get that value is you can write cmd dot command text is equal to, you write a query now. Select max of emp id from emp. So obviously only one row is there. That one row has a value called 1. That one it will get now. And that one you have to get into text box. So you say object eid equal to cmd dot execute scalar. Here I use execute non-query for execution of DML command, insert, update, delete. Execute scalar, we use the function or we use this method when your query is returning one value, scalar, single value. So max will return only one value. That value it will store in the form of what? Generic object type. Object type. And that you have to assign to text box. Txt empid dot text equal to eid dot to string. Close the connection. That's it. So open table and keep ready first. SQL Server. Expand this database. Tables. EMP table. Right click. Show table data. Currently no record. Blank. Blank. No data. Let's go and run the query. Debug. Start without debug. Successful. Go for it. Name Ahmed. Salary 1000. Insert. This is the way data is going now. Insert into EMP values Ahmed 1000. Data is going like this. Say OK. You'll get a message. One row inserted successfully. Say OK. You'll get one here now in employee ID. Yes. Second record. Second. Second record. 2000. Click on insert. This is the way data is going. OK. 2. One row inserted successfully. Third row. Here I say. Then 3000. Click on insert. This is the way data is going. One row inserted. 3. Now go to table. Just refresh. You find all your data. 1, 2, 3. Means whatever the number that is assigned to employee ID, that number is given to text box. Employee ID text box in your form. Who is bringing this value? Max function is bringing. Max function. And it is bringing and giving to whom? Object variable. That object variable is assigning to what now? Text box. Now if you notice, we are now being made available with around 7 steps in this program. 7 steps. What are they? First, create a connection. Already done. Second, create a command. Done. SQL command. Bind the command with the connection. Yeah, here it is binded. Binded the command with the connection. Then I said, open the connection. I did. Execute the command. We did. And last, we close the connection. 7 steps. Okay. Now in this program, there is a logical problem. In this logic, there is a problem. So how to overcome that problem? First, I'll show you what is the problem. Then I'll get back to you on how do you resolve it. So let's go. Execute. Now here I say employee name, I'll call as first employee. Salary 4,000. Insert. Okay. Successful. It means for this row in SQL Server, you have stored with employee ID as 4. Remember, employee ID is what? 4. I'll just keep here. Okay. For whom? For this employee whose name is Arham. 4,000 is his salary and ID confirm in table. I'm saying not here. In table, it is 4. Okay, come back. I'm not closing this window and even I'm not clicking onto this one. Come back to Management Studio, Visual Studio. Run the code for second time. Yes. Now I'll give employee name, some name, employee salary 5,000. Click on insert. Like this data is going. Okay. Yeah, one row inserted successfully. It means for this employee, ID what is there in the table is 5. 5, 5. And for this previous data, employee ID is 4. But now you get wrong output. If I click OK here, I get for him ID as 5. That is wrong. Logically incorrect. Now if you go here and say OK, 5. This is agreed. But getting 5 for previous record is invalid. Actually it is 4, but we got 5. Why so? Because in program you said here max of EMP-ID. You said max of EMP-ID. So because of max of emp id, you can see that it was extracting the maximum value of employee id. Maximum value of what? Employee id. Okay, so now this problem we have to resolve. So comment this and write another technique. cmd dot command text is equal to, you should write select. SQL Server provides something called scalar variable. Scalar variable. And always scalar variable starts with two at the rate. And you should write identity. Select at the rate identity. This is your scalar variable of SQL Server. Hope now the problem should be solved. Already 5 records we have. Already. Now we will try same scenario for 2 more records. Start without debugging. Yes, give some new record. Now the data I give is Raghav and salary is 6,000. Already 5 records are there. So insert. Chalo, this is the way data is going. Confirm this row is inserted and for Raghav ID is 6. Confirm, it's generated already. Okay, now come back. Again I run my code. Second time. Now I'll give employee name. Employee name. Here I give employee name as Fayaz and salary I'll give as 7,000. Insert. Okay. Data is going like this. For him ID is 7. For previous employee ID is 6. Earlier we were getting wrong. So now you should get resolved. Say okay. Yes, 6 correct value. Say okay. 7 correct value. Now everything is going perfect. Refresh. Yes. This is how we insert data in a table. Right? And now, for example, if your employee name here, if your employee name contains single quote like apostrophe s, then how to insert data. So let me show you first the problem, then we'll see how to resolve it. Here I'll give employee name, I'll give as and here I'll give salary as 8,000. Wrong is this one. KHAN apostrophe S I gave. Apostrophe S. Click on insert. Now data is going like this. How is it going is, after values, here we have open single quote, close single quote, Khan. Okay. After that S is there, we have single quote close, but there is no opening for it. So now you can find that there is no quotation mark properly available here. There is no proper quotation mark available. Now you get SQL exception error. Unclosed quotation mark. Exception here. SQL exception. SQL exception. So now we want that single quote to be stored in your table. So for that, what to do is, here I have to make correction. Single quote. When you're giving a first appears, we are getting error. So I say dot replace In replace, I should give double quote open, single quote, double quote. This you are searching in name. If you find, you open double quote, open single quote, close single quote, close double quote, close parenthesis, terminate by semicolon. Yes, save. Now run the code. Now it will allow you to. Now we don't have that record because it was wrong data. 7 only we have. Now we will insert that with same apostrophe. Execute. Now you give employee name and salary 8,000. Click on insert. Now everything is first here. Open single quote, Han, close single quote, again open single quote, S, close single quote. Say OK. Successful. OK. 8. Now check your table. You'll have your single quote. Yes. You have a single quote. That is how you are supposed to replace. That is how we go with insert operation. Now we will try for updation, where I want to make changes. So you require to place a button for updation. Go to toolbox, place a button, right click properties, text equal to update, name equals to btn update, double click on update button. Yes. Here, for updation, your syntax goes like this. This was insert command. Update, you have to write like this. Update emp set emp name equal to some new name, comma, emp salary equal to some new salary, where emp id equal to whatever the number you give. This is the way your update command should go now. Update command. Chalo, right. First connection same. Data extraction I have to see now. So I have to make changes. First connection. Okay. We talk about this later. Now you want to get data. What data? String eid equal to txt emp id dot text. So you brought employee id. String en equal to txt emp name dot text. You brought name. Es txt emp salary dot text. 3 values you have. ID we have, name we have, salary. ID, name, salary. 3. Now what do you want to do? You want to write an update command. Sql command, cmd equal to new Sql command. You have to write update emp. Yes, emp. Set emp name equal to single quote open plus en, again close single quote. After that we have comma, emp salary equal to plus es. After that es, you have where employee id equals plus eid, comma, connection, semicolon. Yes, this is your update command. I have framed update command the way I have mentioned here. I have written update command as I have mentioned. And after that, what I do is, you want to see that command, then you can write message box dot show cmd dot command text, then con dot open int n equal to cmd dot execute non-query. Then message box dot show, you can write n concatenate row updated successfully, semicolon, connection dot close. Bas, over. This is for updation. So what I'll update here, this record is the fifth record, right? This name and this salary I'll change. This name and this salary I'll change. How do you change? Run the code. Yes. Now what is the number? 5 or 6? Which employee is 5? I have to update 5. Now give ID as 5. Name I'll give salary, I'll give 4 5. Update. This is the way how data is going. Update EMP, set EMP name equal to name, comma EMP salary equal to 4 5, where EMP ID equal to 5. Say OK. One row updated successfully. Close. Go to table, refresh. Yes, it is changed. Name is Fawaz and salary I gave 4 5. Actually, some other name, some other salary was there. I updated now. I updated. This is how you do operation for update. Same way, now we will try for delete also. So go to toolbox, place a button here. Place a button. Right click, go to properties. Now you should say text equal to delete and name equals to btn delete, and double click on delete button. So how do you write delete query? You should write delete query like this. Delete from EMP where EMP ID equal to your given number. Whatever might be your number, that number it will display. Employee equal to some number. Same thing you write now. First connection, same connection. ID also I need. That also I'll copy. Yes. Then command you need. So I'll just copy this command, I'll change it. Same thing I copy paste. Okay. Not update. This should be delete now. You write like delete from EMP where employee ID equal to so and so. Execute non-query and you get a message. One row deleted successfully. Con.from. Yes. Save. Execute the program. This is for deletion. So which record we will delete? We will delete this third row. We will delete 3. So how do you delete? Debug. Start without debug. I'll give 3. Delete. Delete from EMP where employee ID equal to 3. Okay. One row deleted successfully. Go to table, refresh, no more 3 is available. Gone. 1, 2, 4 is there. 3 has been deleted. So now we did insert, update, delete operations on table. Insert, update, and what? Delete. 3 operations. Now, retrieval also will do. Retrieval. So that is for all records I will retrieve through C# program. So place a button here. Place a button. And in this button, go to property. Here I call get all EMPS means employee text name name BTN get all EMPS. Yes. Double click on the button. Here what you have to do, same. First, SQL connection con equal to new SQL connection helper dot connection string. SQL command cmd equal to new SQL command. I have to write a query here. Select ID, then name, then salary from EMP. Bind the command with the connection. Yes. Open the connection. Now you have to say, see, as of now, we know, do we need to establish connection for every operation? Yes, we have to. Can't we create connection once and write all operations within one connection? No, we cannot. Then if you are planning to do so, then only one button is enough for you. That will go confusion code. Hence, it is recommended to write every connection separately. Now, after opening the connection, now you have to say SQL data reader dr is equal to cmd dot execute reader. See, we have learned this is to be the third method. We know about execute non-query. I said execute non-query method should be used for executing insert, update, delete commands. Execute scalar is another method which should be executing those queries which returns one value. And execute reader will return those queries which return multiple rows. So for that reason, I say here string s equal to space while dr dot read. So read will read data from buffer, not from table, from buffer, and will bring that data into s variable. S plus equal to dr of 0. 0 means employee ID. Dr of 0 plus slash t, that will create little gap. S plus equal to dr of 1 plus slash t. S plus equal to dr of 2 plus slash n. This all number of records we have, those many times this while loop will work, and it will get the data into variable called s. Now one record it will get and puts into what? S. Finally s will contain all records. So I write message box dot show s con dot close. Thus execute the query and you will get whatever the number of rows available in the table. Yes, all records. Okay. Still there are many things to learn on this part. So I suggest you to first implement all this today. Tomorrow I'll continue for remaining options.